Go. Hi y'all, welcome to Cooking with Chef Jon. My name is Jonathan Cagley, and today I have my niece here. Come on, Chloe.
Hi.
This is Chloe, and today we're going to be making our chicken meatballs with some Parmesan and some sun-dried tomatoes in it, and with mashed potatoes. A good quick meal for people that's about to graduate from high school, go to college, something to cook for inside the house or around the apartment or wherever the case may be. So let's get started today. So in a bowl, we're going to have, in this bowl, we basically have 2 pounds of ground turkey. This is 85-15%, so it's 85 of turkey and 15% fat, okay, in a bowl. Then we have our sun-dried tomatoes, we have some eggs, some onion, garlic, some panko for a little bit lighter feel to it, some parsley, and also some Parmesan. But first, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to go ahead and get some, how we're going to caramelize these onions. So, professional way, always make sure that you have a clean and spot-free knife, and your cutting board is also spot-free as well, okay? Clean cutting board, always say neat and clean. So basically how we cut a knife is basically take your knife, score it on the side, score, come up and down, cut, and cut, okay?
Okay.
And so we're just gonna go ahead and just follow through. So we have dices. Now for all my culinary students or anything like that that's out there that loves to cook, this is a medium dice, okay? So we're not gonna get rid of all, we're gonna use all this onion. So you want to just come through, follow through, get all the sides, get the little rooty tooty. That part, it's not edible. Well, it is edible, but you don't want to eat that part. That's a root. So just toss that in the trash. All right. So we have our rest of our diced onions. So let's go ahead and show you how we're going to caramelize these onions. So in a pan, turn on your fire, turn on your heat to high. I always like working high. Basically, we're not caramelizing, we're just sweating.
Okay.
What sweating basically is just getting all the natural sugars out of the onion. So a little EVOO, some extra virgin olive oil. Put it in there. Get the rest of all of that.
So how do you stop it from being fried? Like, how do you?
What we're going to do is, once it starts cooking and everything starts sweating and get translucent. What we're going to do is lower the temperature. Okay. So we're not trying to get like a fried onion or a fried batch of stuff. We're just going to just sweat it. That's all it is. Just sweat it so it can, and then cool it down to get that sugar out of it. So that's all we're doing. So once this warms up, so while this is warming up, let's get all the other stuff together. All the stuff, meats and everything else ready to go. All right. So we got sun-dried tomatoes. My favorite. So we're going to take a little sun-dried tomatoes here, and we're just going to get a fine chop on it. Not too fine, but like a coarse chop. That's better. So chop. Make sure that you put your hand over there and just chop it. We'll put that also in the bowl. So we got our chopped sun-dried tomatoes and the oil in it. And do me a favor, just stir that around. Take the spoon right here and just stir it around. We're going to lower the temperature. Okay? Just stir it around. So we got our sun-dried tomatoes chopped up. Now we got our parsley. Make sure you have once again a dry towel. And just follow through. I'm gonna go ahead and chop this. So let me tell you something. Long time ago, I used to cook. My dad and my brother and I, we went to summer camp during the summertime, okay? And basically there was a cooking class that I took. My dad was like, hey John, you'll be able to do this. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna be excited, because I was not really into like tennis or really into karate or something like that. I just wanted to be just there, or basketball or something. I wasn't a sports enthusiast. So basically my father found the class, and I took the cooking class. Loved every moment of it. I believe that was the start of my cooking experience. I believe so. But it's fun. I mean, cooking is fun. So let me see what you're doing. So basically, it's sauteing, it's frying, in other words, in the olive oil. And so we're just going to get that as caramelized to get all those natural sugars out of there. And pretty much that's pretty much it. So let's continue doing that. And then we'll start cleaning up. Always remember to keep clean, okay? So once you finish with your cutting board and your knives and all that stuff, just go ahead and put that in the sink, clean up, so you can move on to the next one. All right. Again, we got our, I'm gonna continue going through it, and while you got that, tell me, and I'll show, and I'll come back and forth and see exactly how that works out.
Okay.
So again, we got our 2 pounds of ground turkey, 85-15. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our panko. This is a cup of panko. You can also use breadcrumbs as well. So or Italian breadcrumbs, it's up to you. I like panko because it's a little bit lighter, a lighter bread, okay? And then we have a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Add in there. Then we have our parsley that we just recently chopped up. So this is actually 2/3 of a cup of parsley. We're gonna use all that. All right. Then we got our sun-dried tomatoes. Go ahead and dump that all in. And now we need 8 garlic whole garlic, okay? This is my favorite thing. It's a garlic press, okay? So we're gonna keep it in there and press. Could you do me a favor? Go ahead and remove that those onions over there, because we already got some already caramelized and ready. You know, magic of TV. It's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and squash all. So that's 3.
Should I turn it off?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and turn it off. Thank you. 4. All right. We also need 2 eggs. So once you finish that, Piper, we're going outside. I also got my other niece over here. Say hi. Look to the camera and say hi. That's my other niece. Love her, dude. So this is 5. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Take these 2 eggs.
All right.
And here's a fork, and just scramble the eggs right there, and you can just put the eggs on the side.
Okay.
So we need 2 scrambled eggs.
Do you know how to do the one hand crack? Cause
I do.
I am not very.
I do. I just don't trust it a lot. So that's 1. So we have we have all our garlic scraped up. Let's get all this other stuff. Let's get some. Put that aside. All right. So I'm gonna tell you a little trick of the trade. So anytime that you crack an egg, I always crack an egg in a see-through bowl or a glass bowl. Just in case you get shells and everything, you can actually look at the bottom of it and see if there's any shells. So if there's any shells, you can just take your finger and just go ahead and pick it out.
Gotcha.
So that's a good trade. Trick of the trade. Go ahead and just scramble that for me if you don't mind. So that's 2 eggs.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever how you want to do it. It's your prerogative. So what we're going to do is also, while you're doing those eggs, we're going to add a teaspoon of pepper, and then also another teaspoon of salt. So it's going to be half and half. Gotta have salt, gotta have flavor. Now it's up to you. Do you want this a little spicy? Now this is optional. You don't have to. I like a little crushed red. You want a little spice?
Yes, please.
All right. So let's get some spice in there. Then we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red. Okay. When I say crushed red, it's red pepper. Yeah. So, and now we have our sauteed onions that we've already did earlier. So we're just going to dump that in. Dump all that good, delicious stuff here. All right. So there we go. Go ahead and add the eggs in here as well, okay? Now, one thing I always, like I said, I love to stay clean. So I have gloves. So we're going to use some gloves and we're going to mix this together. Now, when you're dealing with any type of ground beef or something like ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, the object of the game is not to overmix. A lot of people have the tendency to overmix, and that's not good because what happens is it kind of makes the whatever, like a chicken ball or meatloaf or something, a little bit too tough.
Gotcha.
So what we're gonna do, go ahead and get in here. This also makes a great meatloaf, but we're not making meatloaf as well. We are just making meatloaf. So yeah, that's my cooking experience. So I graduated from a cordon bleu. I did 2 long years in Le Cordon Bleu, which actually changed my life. I love every moment of it. I met some great chefs. I made some great recipes. I got bread, knew how to. They taught me how to do breads and everything. It's fun. It's fun. So you see how that's mixed up, and it may not look all together, but trust me, it is all together. Okay. So do me a favor.
Yes.
There's a pan over there, and also the ice cream scooper. Bring that over here so we can make meatballs, please. Scoop right.
Oh, duh.
It's right there.
Alright.
All right. So what you want to do is go ahead and get a regular cooking pan and line it up with aluminum foil. I have a can of olive oil. Go ahead and just spray some olive oil right there.
Alright. You want a whole spray?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay. Alright.
Piper, you wanna see what we're doing? Come over here.
Can you see?
Come right here. So your sister, see, look. So we're gonna spray. There you go. All right, that'd be good. That's good. Now, but while we're doing this, so could you also turn the oven? We need the oven at 400 degrees.
Okay.
So just turn on the oven at 400 degrees. All right, Piper. So this is what we're doing. So we're making meatballs, okay? Meatballs. So while that's preheating, so we're gonna get our meatballs, okay? So I like to go ahead and put it all out on the tray, and then come back and can you see? Awesome. Now, yeah, it looks like a lot of meat mixture that's in here, but trust me, it's well worth it.
Alright, so when you do these sizes, does the size matter with how long you cook it, or like, you get what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah. To answer your question, yes, size does matter. Okay? So, right. Right, size does matter. Because the thing is that if you have a meatball that's 2 times as big, so instead of just having it in the oven for like 15 minutes, you're probably gonna have to like 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because it has to cook all the way through.
Alright.
Okay? And we're looking for an internal temperature of 155 degrees. So once we get this all scooped out, then we're gonna roll them out. And then once we place it in the oven, we're going to wait about 15 minutes because it's going to be in the oven somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes. Okay? And then we're going to actually stick our thermometer in there just to see if it's done.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Action.
So, like I said, we're just doing all this stuff. So you're senior this year.
Yes.
Are you excited about going to school?
I actually am, if I get the chance to.
All right. Oh my gosh. So here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Now, due to the fact that it's COVID-19 and that's the still pandemic's going, has that changed anything as far as schooling, as far as, friendship, and what kind of,
For the most part, it has changed like our workouts for
Gotcha.
track and field.
Gotcha.
The online learning, it's how do I put it? It's better to understand, but it can get stressful. It can get more
Gotcha.
stressful than schoolwork because in schoolwork we usually have like due dates and deadlines like a couple days.
Yeah.
in advance, but now it's just like, you have to get everything in before 11:59 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So that's a stressful change. It's a stressful change.
Well, just to let you know, you're not the only one that's cool. That's going through things, and we all have to adjust.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. All right, so we got the pan filled up. Even though there's still more meatballs to go, but we'll get them later. All right. So basically, I'm gonna go in and just roll them all out with my trusty gloves. So again, we got garlic. I have a whole lot of garlic, some parsley, some panko, some sun-dried tomatoes, salt and pepper, some egg. Also, now the egg is considered as a binder. Okay, it mixes it all together. So you got the bread, you got some dry stuff, then you got the meats and everything else, and that egg will actually just mix it all together and make sure that it binds together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, somebody told me that a long time ago that cooking is an exact art. I mean, it's exact science, and it's also an art. So that's why they call it Associates of Culinary Arts.
Nice.
Duh. So, have you ever wanted to cook or something like that?
Cooking? No, it's not really in my forte, even though I should learn before college.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm grateful for this experience.
Cool. Hey, you gonna get hungry. See, my brother went to college and everything. When he went to school, trust me, I can remember he had a meal plan, and I'm telling you, he stayed in the cafeteria. He played football and everything. Pretty good, huh? He's my brother. He was good. He was okay. Everybody kept on saying that he was okay, but he was great. He was the best thing, but it's my brother. Duh. All right, so we got the meatballs done, okay? Looking all fancy nancy. All right, so what we're gonna do is going to take these meatballs, put it in the oven. It's already preheated, already ready to go. So it's gonna be on for 400 degrees. Place this in here, and we're going to have them cook for at least, I always set my timer to, let's see, it's somewhere between 12 and 15. So let's go right there in the middle. We're about 14 minutes. Press start, and let's go.
Alright.
Okay, so now in about 5 seconds, it'll be 14 minutes done. So now what we're going to do is test the temperature. Remember, it has to be 155 degrees. So basically stick it in any meatball. There you go. As long as it reaches over 155. All right. So these meatballs are done. Okay. So again, so what we did was, like I said, we got the meatballs out, 155 degrees, 14 minutes, and now we're just letting them rest. Okay. Anytime you're doing any kind of meats or steaks or something like that, you always want to give it time to rest. Because I mean, it's been in a hot oven for 400 degrees for a long time. Don't you need to chill out or something?
Give it some rest.
Chill. But anyway, that's what it is. So right now it's resting and everything else like that.
Okay. So for this, is there any alternative way that I can make it on a hot plate? Because we don't be in college and I might not have access to an oven.
Well, yes. To answer your question, there is another way. The reason why we did it like this is a little bit healthier. That's all it is. Because when you're frying stuff, you probably want to add some extra oils and just make it fried. But this is the healthiest way that we could possibly do it. Now, technically, I don't know if things change. It's been some years since I've been in college, so I don't know if you need to have a hot plate. But I know you or like a. I know not a hot plate, but what's those things called? The toaster ovens. You can do it in a toaster oven. So that's cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead. This has already been resting and everything, so we're just gonna pull our meatballs off. See, just make it all nice and yum.
Those look so good.
Great. Good. I'm glad you like it. It's the garlic. It's the sun-dried tomatoes, the caramelized or the caramelized onions. Oh my gosh, this is so good. All right, so that's enough. We're gonna leave something later. All right, so let me show you how to plate it. So basically, what I did was I've already have some mashed potatoes. You can use pasta, you can use rice, but I say potatoes and meatballs. Okay, so we're gonna put how many you want? 4 or 3?
4.
4. All right. So earlier, what I did was I made a sauce to go with this. It's just and potatoes and meatballs, okay? So we're gonna put, how many you want, 4 or 3?
4.
4? All right. So earlier, what I did was I made a sauce to go with this. It's just a regular old bechamel sauce with some homemade chicken stock. What I'm gonna do is pretty soon I'm gonna teach you how to do go ahead and chicken sauce.
Okay.
Oh, not chicken sauce, a sauce or something like to go with it. And we're gonna talk about stocks. We're gonna talk about breads. We're gonna talk about muffins and everything. So it's gonna be fun. So what we do? Just gonna spread some around here. Get it all nice and yummy. All right, you ready to try?
Yes.
All right, let me get you a spoon. A sauce to go with our meatballs and everything else. So we're doing a simple roux. Basically, it's just a simple roux. It's equal parts of flour and butter, or flour and fat. 9 times out of 10, use fat. Use butter. So first of all, you got to make sure that your butter's warming up and it's bubbly and all that good old stuff. All right. So we put 1 tablespoon of butter. We're just waiting for this to warm up a little bit. Now, don't be ever afraid of heat. Even though, yeah, it burns real fast, but the thing is, don't be afraid of heat. Heat cooks. You cook with heat. Like, when I was in culinary school, that's what actually one of my chefs told me. He was like, look, the idea of cooking is make sure there's fire. No fire, no cookie. So that's how it works. So basically, you see how it's frying up and everything, it's boiling and everything. If we let this let it continue to cook, you see how it's turning brown in the sides? That's called brown butter. So what we're gonna do, add our flour, and we're cooking the flour. So get all the fat in there. Make sure, once you start smelling like popcorn and everything, you can actually take it off the fire. Once you start smelling like popcorn and everything, that's a good time to stop and add your chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock that we made, and we'll actually show you how to do that later. So what's going to happen is, once this starts continue warming up, it's going to thicken up. So we want to just add a little bit at a time. Get all the good stuff off the scrape on the bottom. Make sure you're using stainless steel. Make sure you use a stainless steel pot and also whisk. It will warm it. See how all that smoke, all that steam, it will thicken it. Just continue mixing, mixing, mixing. Patience, my dear. Patience. It will happen, I promise you. Just stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Eventually it will catch up to us, and then what we're going to do is, once it starts catching up to it, and we're going to add a little bit more. So, the best thing to do, as you're still whisking, to get all that good old stuff on the side, is start stirring it. See how thick it's going? See how thick it's turning?
Yeah, already.
So, okay, so we got it plated up. We got the sauce on there with the potatoes. Whatever. So I like a little extra cheese or something like that. So let me tell you, my stepmother, I love her. She used old jars. So this is just a reusable jar. And so look, just
Bam!
there you go. So you want to give it a try?
Yes.
Go ahead. Have yourself. There's a fork right there. You want to try too?
You wanna try? Come and try, Papa.
Come here. All right, go.
Wanna
Go
give
ahead.
Bubba the first try?
Let your sister try first, okay? Now we'll get you one. All right.
Alright. How do I dig into this? Oh, it's so pretty. I don't even want to mess it up. Alright.
It's your fork. Hold on. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. go for the green beans? Try this stuff.
Okay, alright. Hold on.
Alright. Get some of the meatballs and the potatoes. You want some potatoes?
Yeah, I love potatoes.
The potatoes.
Potato.
Alright, now, okay, here's the potatoes. Ready? What do you think? Good? Wanna try some of the meatballs? Alright. Ready? I actually like the sun-dried tomatoes. And a little crushed red.
Oh, that's a big meat.
That's actually tasty. Thank you, Chloe, for that idea. Put some crushed red in there. You're so smart. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in and checking out the meatball. So I'm gonna tell you once again what's in it. So we have our ground turkey, 2 pounds of ground turkey. We have garlic, sun-dried tomatoes, salt and pepper, some Parmesan cheese, some parsley, and also my favorite, breadcrumbs, panko, all in this. And we, like I said, in the meatballs, put for 400 degrees, somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes, as long as your meatballs reach over 155 degrees. So, again, this is our meal. This is a quick, easy meal for any college, any single, couples, date night. It's going to be great. So, again, join us next time. We're going to be cooking some stocks, some breads, some more quick, easy meals that are healthy and good for you. Again, so thank you for tuning in. My name is Chef Jon. I'd like to thank my co-host. Hey, it's my niece. This is Chloe and Piper. Say hi.
Hi.
And bye.
Bye.
See y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.